So can you discuss the itinerary and just some of the activities you guys did when you were on the trip?
Yeah, sure. The itinerary, it's kind of action-packed. I would think of it being divided into 3 parts. You have the first part, which is in this valley near a volcano, which we have all these activities. The second part, we go into the highlands, we go to Monteverde, which is a cloud forest, and we do all cloud foresty type of activities. And then the last third is really centered around the beach. I think we found a way to balance excitement, enjoyment, adventure, and service. So there's an element of service that we've incorporated over the last few years, which I think has helped enhance the trip. And that includes a school visit and a visit to an orphanage. And that's one of those, usually, the times where you really see the kids at their best and see the students blossom. Seeing the way that they embrace a visit to an orphanage or the school, and they're not afraid to get their hands dirty, playing with the kids, using their Spanish, talking to them. And it's something that makes me proud, and I think it's a really important element to our trip is, again, not just doing fun things, but also getting out there and having these people-to-people ties and people-to-people contact. But in terms of specific activities, we go rafting on the first day, which is always something that's we started doing it last year. It's something very exciting for us. We go visit the volcano, we go swimming at a waterfall, we go horseback riding, zip lining, visit the beaches, do a cooking class, do a dance class. It sounds crazy. There's so many activities. Like it's really in a small amount of time. It's really action packed. A lot of fun activities for the kids and for me.
Yeah, of course. And what of all those activities do you think students responded to best on the trip? Just this specific trip?
Look, it's hard to say one specific activity that I think the students responded to the best, because to be honest with you, the person running the trip, I was delighted with how people were open to new ideas and to new activities and doing everything that we did. I didn't ever get a sense of like, oh, we're doing this. But if I had to decide one, I think it's the dance class. So we do this dance class, it's sort of impromptu. We're visiting in this organic farm, and we meet the guy that can teach us how to dance, and there was no one on the side just watching. Everyone just said, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I don't care what I look like. I wanna embrace this. I wanna learn how to dance, Costa Rican style, Latino style, every style. And it was just, I think, a really bonding moment for the group. It was one of those moments where I was really proud of the fact that we run the trip and that the kids just really embraced it. And I think that for me was probably the one experience.
Mm-hmm. And then what do you think differentiates this trip from previous trips?
The obvious thing would be the group dynamic. Every year and every time we run a trip, the group themselves will determine, there's always a dynamic, a unique dynamic. Sometimes we change the itinerary, sometimes we don't. If you compare this year to last year, we had almost exactly the same itinerary, because I think at this point we've nailed it. You know, it's such a great itinerary. So it really comes down to the group, and each individual group, as I said, will have their own vibe. And I think this year in particular, there was openness, there was adventure, there was just going with the flow, rolling with the punches, and enjoying everything that we did, embracing everything.
And then what impact do you hope this trip has on the group, and then potentially even future trips, what impact that will have on the students?
I hope that it motivates students to want to continue to explore and to travel, not just to vacation and go to places and just sit on the beach, but to go and experience culture, experience people, experience community, and get out there and make a difference in the world. And you know, we all feel safe in our community here. We understand why. However, there's such a huge globe out there for people to discover, and it's something, travel has been something that's been important to me since I was very young. And I firmly believe that traveling changes lives, and that by doing something like this, it could be the impetus to want to continue to, whether it's study abroad, live abroad, help other people, and it gives us perspective on how fortunate we are, relatively speaking.